Okay, here we are. We are live. Okay. Copy. Oh, scotchity scotch. I love scotch. Mm. Oh, hello. You can hear me? Is my voice coming to you live and high definition? You can hear me, right? Sound fixed. Yeah, loud and breathy. I'll have to enunciate my P's just to piss you off. Yeah, it's a heavy subject tonight. It's something so heavy that we're going to wait a little bit longer. I'm glad you can hear me, though. Tonight's drink of choice is beer. And of course, it's in my favorite cup to drink out of. I'd show you what's inside it, but it would like spill right into Harry Porter. I wish that would be awesome. It's not a porter. It's just a Creemore. Nothing super fancy. It's a good beer. It's acceptable. I'll allow it. It's funny because like I'm looking at my stream and I can't tell if it's blurry or clear because I don't have actually prescription glasses on. That's how bad this is. And actually, I'm going to take these off. It isn't clear, I don't think. Now it's clear. Now I can see. These are my real glasses. Now I can see. And I can see what the future of graphics cards is. And it's not pretty. That should be my intro line. Shortages. The only thing, this camera is being a little bit douchey right now, huh? With its lack of focusing. Hello? I wonder if it has something to do with this. Does that help? Uh-oh. You retracted a message? What did it say? I must know. This thing is not focusing. Let's see. It's focusing when I'm close. Where's D? He left. He was like the only hope of anybody else watching. We'll see. Oh, we've got 2 viewers right now. Ah, Fruit of Bomb. He did say Papa will save us all. Because it's true. Papa Huang, aka Papa J. He's actually my dad, you know. Can you see the family resemblance? He has glasses. And so do I. Practically twins. The only difference between me and him is about multiple billion dollars. Probably education and a lot of other things. The fact of the matter is he's been feeding the spatula to consumers for quite a while, and he's planning on continuing it, because the only thing that NVIDIA is manufacturing is a fake GPU shortage. So sell your 3050s for $20 so you can buy the 4050s, which are basically two 3090s glued together. I heard it in my mind, so I'm going to say it. And then somebody's going to write an article on it, and then I'm going to report on it based on the article that they wrote on the thing I made up that came from my mind. It's all about what's in the noggin. But yeah, Lisa, she's not innocent either. I will sell you my 3090 for $20 because that's all it's going to be worth in 5 days when Intel drops their GPUs in the garbage where they belong because they're not AMD. That's right. 6800 XT with the next driver update. I have it from a source. That the next driver update is actually going to quadruple the performance of the 6800 XT, and it's also going to unlock more memory, which they have hidden on there. So you're going to actually have 32 gigabytes of GDDR6X RAM, because actually this new driver update adds an X to the RAM. So it's going to be so powerful. It's actually going to make 3090s explode. I think they're calling this driver update New World. So that's right. It's going to destroy 3090s like New World. Yeah, there's not even going to be a chance. So you might as well sell all of your 3090s right now, because they are going to be glorified space heaters in about 5 days when this new driver update releases. I heard it straight from Lisa. We had a candle at dinner, and she told me, because she trusts me like that. Okay? There is no lime in this drink, and that is because it is beer. Although my next drink may have lime in it, depending on how long this live stream goes. But yeah, the fact of the matter is that AMD is going to leave. It's going to leave NVIDIA in the dust. All right. And it's going to be so bad that people are going to be drilling holes in their 3090 PCBs and then breaking them in half. Yeah, actually, interesting thing is that mining is not going anywhere. And fact of the matter is, I have it from a source, a very reliable source. All right. This source is quite reliable. The old noggin. Was that NVIDIA, in all their leather jacket glory, is manipulating the development of Ethereum. That's right. You heard it. They're manipulating the development of Ethereum, and it's just terrible. They're actually slowing the transition to proof of stake until after they sell the first batch of 4000 series GPUs. You heard it here. You heard it first. It's true. And it's all because they want to sell those 4000 series at triple to quadruple the price. So if you want to look at it on a RAM to dollars ratio, it's going to be about 3 times. All right. And also they're going to release the 4080 with 10 gigs of memory again. And then a year and a half later, they are going to release the 4080 with 12 gigs for about $500 more. It's true. That's what they said. That's what I heard from the old source. So, yeah, NVIDIA, they're just the worst. They're like German sausages. The worst. And everyone knows it. Especially my source. All right. And, you know, you're about to hear some stunning news is that Jensen has actually bought Ethereum. Like, not Ethereum cryptocurrency, but he bought the blockchain. All right. And so he's controlling it now. He's going to just use it as a mechanism to sell his GPUs. All right. This source is not drunk. The source is acting drunk, but is not. Because this is my first beer. And it's like not even half done. And I may be a lightweight, but I'm not that light of a weight. I just always talk like I'm drunk. But AMD's not going to take this sitting down. Lisa is going to fight back because she always does. And she's got a plan. She's like the Wonder Woman of the semiconductor world in a non-gender specific way. All right. She's amazing. And she's just going to kill it. All right. This next driver update, just you wait. It's going to make things insane. It's going to double the bandwidth of the Infinity Fabric between the Infinity Cache. And it's also going to gather all of the Infinity Stones onto the die and will provide, instead of rage mode, it's called snap mode, where it just goes and takes half of your frames and then adds it on top. That's right. That's what she's going to do. And, you know, believe it or not, you don't have to believe it, but you should, because guess what? There's going to be an article on it. And then I'm going to do a video about the article that they did about my video. You'll see. Come on, focus, you stupid camera. Maybe I am drunk. It's always blurry. Nope, no, it's not. But really, if you want to know more, you just have to watch more of my videos. All right, it's all there. And I'm not saying it so I can get more views and make that sweet YouTube's money. All right, I get enough of that money from AMD. I'm perfectly legit and I don't take money from anybody, you know. Not like that Steve from Gamers Nexus. Oh, don't even get me started about him. If ever there was somebody in the pocket of Intel, Gamers Nexus Steve. Oh, you should update your drivers. Now, did that updating your drivers come to you because you said something about being drunk? Or did that update your drivers come because I was talking about new drivers? Because one is kind of disturbing and the other one kind of makes sense. No need to answer here. Or you can. You know, we're all friends here. You and all the other strangers on the internet listening in, all two of you. It's beautiful. He's going to crash. Yeah, your PC will crash. But actually, the crash is more because Windows can't handle the processing power of your card. It has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of the drivers. It has everything to do with the quality of Windows, which don't even get me started. As far as evil corporations go, they're number 2. Actually, number 3. Number 1 is NVIDIA, obviously, right? Because they're the worst. Then there's Intel, who are total scumbags in every which way. And then there's Microsoft. Because, I don't know, did any of you... Oh my gosh, this camera not focusing is pissing me off. Did any of you lose files with the new Windows update? I think so. And now that you can count my nose hairs, you can't stop looking at my nose. It's just the fact of life. But this thing not focusing is kind of irritating me. I wonder if it's because my head's not big enough. Never thought I'd ever say that. My head's not big enough. It's because my brain's so big. My source. But yeah, it's one of the big ones. You guys have any other rumors that you're thinking of that have come through? Because I know that 3090 Ti rumor was a real letdown, right? It's still a rumor as far as I'm concerned. Heyo. I wonder if they'll actually release that. I doubt it. Papa for president. He's already president. His AI algorithm is actually running the US of A. Just so you know. So yeah, he's not actually running for president. He just is president. And really what we're going to find out is that Jensen Huang actually died in 2017. And he's just still running the company from the Omniverse. Which, am I the only one who feels like Facebook kind of ripped that off? It's like, oh, metaverse. Let's make something like the Omniverse, but like change it. But props to Mark Zuckerberg, though. He really is the first AI to be in a humanoid. So it's kind of cool. But really the question is what's going to happen after ASMR's computer crashes because he updated his drivers? Which, I don't know, is it kind of weird that when a GPU company's like, we're going to make an autonomous car, it's like, well, your drivers are pretty crashy, so maybe your car will be as well. Oh my gosh, the Xbox 360 avatars, it totally is. They're so cheeseball. And I don't understand why people there's people out there who are buying property. Or sorry, no, they're buying, but property in the metaverse. It's like, man, if ever there was a real estate bubble that was going to burst, my bet would be the metaverse is going to be the first one to burst. So, or maybe they're thinking, people are going to upload their consciousness there someday, and they want to have a nice little house for super cheap in the old metaverse. And I don't know. Oh my gosh, VR chat exists. You get to be your own waifu. That's true. VR chat's one of those weird things. Why live in a real house when you can live in virtual? It's true, except you have to have a real house to get into the virtual. It's kind of a prerequisite. But yeah, man, I don't understand that either. Why do people I don't know. I get VR chat, but man, I don't get why people dress up as the waifus. Can someone explain that to me? Because I really don't know. Live in a pod. In a pod down by the river. You boys, get your sweet butts over here. Yeah, well, she got in early. Yeah, just ghastly everywhere. Yep. Oh, wish she got in early. Yeah, into the old or metaverse. Can Can I post an Imgur link? Yeah, sure. I don't even know if how is there like an Imgur link? Oh my gosh, there's like a Russian link that I can post. 2 Russian links. I don't even know what they say. No, there's a Tumblr one. I don't know. There's like a talk one, which I think that's like a Korean. WhatsApp, Facebook. I don't think there is an Imgur link. Mine's better than WAN show. Come on, man. Nice enough. Oh my gosh, I'm one of a kind. That's right. Oh, you guys are solid. I'm posting the Imgur link right now in Virgo. Actually, please don't click on this link. I'll post it in the chat. Don't click on it. If you do, I can't be held responsible for what happens. But here's the thing. My show is like the WAN show, except it's better in many different ways. Number one, it's got more hipster street cred because nobody's heard of it. Number two, it's more informative because I talk with the ultimate source of information, the old noggin. Number three, I don't drop GPUs while I'm on the show. It's just the thing I don't do. All right. And number four, I can grow a better beard than Linus. It's just a fact. All right. And if you don't believe me, you can go to that download more RAM link that I posted and you can just see how much better of a beard I can grow than Linus. They be facts, yo. All right. It's the truth. But I do appreciate, Nav, that you're watching as well. At least I'm not going to show you all my GPUs. I'll show you some boxes. I have this box over here. This box right here. Because the new driver update is going to make this thing 3 times more powerful than a 3090. Because 3090s are garbage, man. Because they're made by Jensen, like he makes them himself. He actually beats the silicon with a spatula until it has the proper traces and all that. It's pretty incredible, but horrible because he's a horrible person. All right. But yeah, really though, if you need more RAM, you just need 2 of these guys. And then you have double the RAM. It's math. Okay. 32 gigs. Right there. Okay. Ah, D's here too. D, you're probably the most famous person in my stream. What do I use that 6800 XT for? I use it for poning Jensen. All right. What do I use for gaming? I use things and stuff. Quit calling me out. All right. I use whatever I have available, which is the sweetness of Lisa. All right. Bro, that link's not working? Okay. Let me see if I can find a better one. Actually, here, go to my email provider. It's through this link, and you'll get more RAM from them. Just got to email them. It's pretty legit. All right. Am I a filthy minor? I am not a minor. I am above 18 years old. Okay. All right, Nav. If that is even your real name, I know it's your internet name, and we all use our real name on the internet. as you can see. You know, you want to get more CUDA cores? Well, you should actually go to here. I do have a link for that. Actually, I'll get you that link right now. Yeah, how many more do you want? I have oh yeah, here it is. These are actually slightly upgraded CUDA cores here. They're Barracuda cores. ASMR's wife. I don't know where your wife is. She's probably in the metaverse or something. Probably in your house that you bought there. Yeah. Actually, my wife's right next to me. She's doing artwork, and no, she's not coming on the stream. To answer that question right away. Actually, wait, no, isn't ASMR married to your wife, D? I thought that was the arrangement. Wasn't that the trade for a GPU with CUDA cores? I'm drinking just a Creamore, but I'm actually about to get a little something something from Jamaica's. I think it's from Jamaica. But yeah. ASMR is D's wife's boyfriend. No, I'm not a musician, nor is this even close to a soundproof room. This is a cardboard backdrop that I made. And it's sort of hanging from rafter or the exposed joists in my basement. And it's just so you don't see all the crap that's actually behind me. Hey, you're from Jamaica? Nice. I love Jamaica. I've never been, but I want to go. Cause why not? I know it looks good, eh? It's not bad. Behind those soundproof tiles is cardboard and come on, focus. Is cardboard and landscape fabric. It's great. Yeah, man. Yeah, if you want to know how to say bacon with a Jamaican accent, you just have to say beer can with a British accent. Beer can. It's bad, but it works. And that's all I know. I won't insult Jamaican culture any further with any brutal attempts because I can't do it. If I could do it good, I would probably try it, but yeah. West Indies for a reason. Interesting. Half Indian. Are you guys like cousins? D and ASMR cousins. We're having a family reunion in the chat here. This is awesome. Papa? Son? This is the most wonderful thing ever. You know what? I'm going to go get a beer. And just so you guys can't see the fact that I don't have pants on, I'm going to put a lens cap on. That's right. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm back. The cap's off. Here you go. This is the beer. Dragon Stout. It's actually a really good beer. I highly recommend this guy. Man, my house is shaking. Yes, my house is shaking. It's because I'm so heavy. It shakes the house. Like from like here down, I'm like morbidly obese. So actually, I just hit the backdrop. I told you it's hanging from the joists. It's actually hanging from joists. It's not like. Wait, ASMR, you don't know that Jamaica is the West Indies? Fail, man. Fail. You know why it's called the West Indies? It's because when Mr. Christopher Columbus got there, he thought he found India. Boy, was he wrong. And so they kind of held on to it. And they were just like, yeah, he's an idiot. But we're going to keep the India part. And so we're just going to call it the West Indies because it's not actually the India in the East. Although India technically is west from the West Indies. Get your head around that one. Yeah. Probably shouldn't have gone there in the first place, really. I'm not even going to get into Caribbean history. Wait, D, I have a question for you. Is it Caribbean or Caribbean? Please tell me. Say 1 for Caribbean. Say 2 for Caribbean. Because I don't know. Caribbean? All right. I will adjust my speech. Because I don't know why, but I always said Caribbean. Caribbean. All right, this beer's almost done. I'll finish it and start the next one. Dragon Stout. Original Jamaican since 1920. All I know is that the Caribbean is like legit one of the most beautiful places on earth. And why is this so blurry? Why? I know the camera has been drinking beer. We're drinking the beer, camera. But yes, Dragon Stout. This is actually some pretty hefty stuff. Man, come on, camera. I gotta like, I think I should like just turn off the autofocus and just like focus. So I'm turning off the autofocus. This is gonna get real close to me. Woohoo. There you go. Now it's gonna adjust. And we're focused. And we'll stay focused as long as I'm this far from the camera. Bam. These are little bottles. Only 284 mil, but it's 7.5%. It's not a backdrop. It's legit. It's actual foam. See? It moves. It's physically there. It's not like the metaverse, okay? Sus. Don't you go sussing me. Be sus when we all meet up and hang out. Yes, I'm a magician. Wait, what's this in your ear? It was a beer cap. Magic. Chimay is really good. I will say. I do enjoy Chimay. A lot of those Belgian beers are like top notch. In fact, I don't think there's like a single Belgian beer that I do not like. They're fantastic. They're nice. They're nice and like meaty beers, you know? You gotta like chew it. A lot of good flavor. I also really like the dark German wheat beers, the Dunkels. They're good stuff. So like, was it Erdinger Dunkel? It's a nice one. Hackabschor Dunkel is also another good one. Highly recommend. We started talking about GPUs, now we're talking about beer. It's the way it goes. I really wish like somebody was actually here talking back and forth with me rather than just me like talking to like text right there. But maybe one day, when I'm big enough, when I'm cool enough, I'll be on Dee's channel and we'll hang out together. But do a FaceTime call. It's like I'll abuse my admin privileges in the Discord and I'm just gonna start calling somebody in the Discord. But yeah, no, D, we should have like just like a session where like a few of us all join in and just hang out and chat about tech. I think that would be fun. Because you've got quite a bit of good experience with technology building. Um, you know, also like Coco's got a lot of good stuff with techie type hobbies as well, like 3D printing as well. Oh yeah, we's all nerds up in here. Should I like put this up here to like show my support of Radeon? Coco's got a big brain. Oh yeah, his brain is swole. It's like we come on your stream, D, and we just like tank your views and like you start like bleeding subscribers. They're just like, oh, who are these guys? Oh. ASMR should come on too. Because you've got a pretty healthy stream, D, and we should have just like ASMR on your stream and we should just like try and auction him off because like there's got to be somebody on there who's got like a single relative or friend or something and we're like, listen, do you want a super jacked Indian dude? ASMR, he's got like super pipes. Check him out, hit him up, slide into his DMs. You won't be disappointed. Bro, he's like a Bollywood millionaire. Yeah, he really is. At first I read jacked AF. I heard the AF, it looked like an OFF. Yeah, so so it's kind of weird. Bro, I don't get why like what? Don't say that you're Indian? Bro, you need to embrace who you are. All right? Like no matter who you are, you should embrace yourself for who you are. Right? Like just be you cuz that's what matters most. You know, I'm just going to like change this stream into like an ASMR motivational stream. All right, we're trying to get ASMR for all of my viewers out there, all like two of you who are dudes from the Discord who are already, there. We need to get somebody for ASMR. All right. Bro, the only reason why being yourself for years has got you still single is because you've been working your butt off. All right. This dude is a hard worker. All right. See him here in the chat stream. I don't know if the chat stream's actually here after it gets posted, um, but yeah, he's over here in the chat stream. Hook a brother up. All right. He's finally cleared all of his diseases. They're gone. So he's clean and he's ready. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him married. All work, no play makes ASMR filthy rich. All right. Dude's single. He's got a house. And he's got arms so big that they're roughly the size of probably like both of my arms put together. That's my guess, at least. All right. So that's right, D. We're going to have a stream where we auction him off. It's going to start off as a tech stream. Actually, no, wait. We should probably start as like a stream auctioning him off, because like a tech stream might not really. We'll use him actually to get more of a diverse crowd, just in there. Like, I guess it's not fair though to like assume that girls wouldn't be interested in tech. That's kind of an old way of thinking. So forgive me for that. He has to strip. I don't know. We're gonna lose our monetization if he strips though. We still need to make that ad money. All right. And literally, I don't even know if we're gonna get ad money if he shows his arms, because it's so scandalous. All right. It's pretty scandalous. Yeah, that's for his OnlyFans. And actually, you know what? I'm going to take that as an opportunity to transition back into tech, where I talk about one of my favorite fans in the world. All right. This is a beautiful fan. Yeah, his biceps really are enough. But these fans are fantastic. A buttload of static pressure for your rads. And they are super quiet. All right. And they look really cool when you spin them on camera. Right? Am I right? I know. No, not just snail. It's Wonder Snail. All right. It's a super weird name. They're great though. They come with like a little cable extension too, which is nice. And they have little rubber bumpers on the edge. They're really solid. I actually really like them. They even come like with those little like rubber stud things that I've never ever used. I don't know. Does anybody actually use these? I have to legit ask. Like, do you build like a buttload of things? Right? Do you use those like little rubber stud things when you're building ever? Here, I'll show you. They're supposed to be like, they're these little rubber things, right? That come with fans. Yeah, exactly. Like, I've never used them. I honestly don't understand like why somebody would like. I think you grab them and you like, I don't know. You're supposed to like pull them through like the hole, and they're supposed to be like a like kind of like a rivet, like a rubber rivet that holds it on. Yeah, I've never used them. I don't know. Does anybody use those? Like, let me know in the comment section below. Does anybody use these? Yeah, like I've never used them. It's like screws or nothing, buddy. I don't trust them either. Like, they're kind of like, no, they wouldn't vibrate too much, or they're not supposed to vibrate. Um, like they're, well, because they're rubber, right? Like they'll sort of absorb vibrations. But you're right. Like when you have it nice and tight, although when you have it nice and tight, it actually transmits the vibrations through into your case. So, but they already have these rubber bumpers on them. So I don't know. Actually, you know what? It would probably help a little bit. Because yeah, if you're using the fan screws, focused. Yeah, if you're using the fan screws, they are creating a solid connection between the plastic frame of your fan and like the metal frame of your case. So any vibration, which actually would be transmitted through the frame of your fan, would probably go to your case through these guys. So if you are rigging it up as a case fan, it actually might be beneficial to use these guys. But again, they do fit fairly tight, I think. Uh, they will provide some tension because I think they're because of the rubber. Like, so you have that stretch, right? And so it's going to create like a little bit of a pull to keep it on. But I think though the screws will like when I was doing like research for like soundproofing and stuff, and they were like talking about like when you're attaching soundproofing materials, using hard connections is not a good idea just because hard connections transmit vibrations. So, but yeah, like when you're using these fans though on a rad, usually you have your screws, right, which go through. Actually, I have some like right over here. Is this the screw bag? I've got like things hanging on. Nope, that's my fan cables bag. My only fan cables bag. There we go. This guy here. Yeah, we're gonna talk about something actually educational here. See, we wandered into information. So yeah, we've got some rad screws here, right? So these rad screws, when they go through, yeah, well, they kind of sit. Actually, these actually pop into it, but if they're sitting on the rubber, right, and the rubber is sitting against. Actually, no, wait, the rubber sitting. No, you would get some vibration through these screws because they would be making contact with the plastic frame, but it wouldn't be too bad. But overall, you'd want something that sits on top of the rubber screw wise, like the screw would sit on top of the rubber and then sit inside of the holes and then connect to your rad just to totally isolate. But I guess you don't really have to worry too much about it totally isolating. The good thing about these fans is they have like super smooth, like that's one way, right? You have your super smooth ball bearings, which reduces the vibrations in the fan, which are getting transmitted into like the metal case and then getting amplified. Because basically, if you vibrate a large piece of sheet metal, it's like a large diaphragm. So you will probably get increased sound from it. But oh my gosh, this is so weird being educational. But yeah, these fans though are excellent. I highly recommend. Get them on Amazon, Japan. All right, they're like I think like 900 yen, which is like roughly like 12-ish bucks, but you get a 10% discount because Amazon Japan prices all show in with tax included, but as a foreign buyer, you don't get charged tax. No, it's true. Fans are amazing these days. They've made some serious strides, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of anything that costs like $30 a pop for a fan. No, thank you. I'm not gonna pay that for a fan. Just because, like, again, this fan is like $13. Now, granted, shipping from Japan is like $30. You do pay tax and duties, but again, you don't pay anyways tax and duties. But I'm saying you're getting the fan for about $10 before tax. Right? 3 for 30. 3 for 30. Actually, here, I'm going to pop a link up from Amazon Japan. Because these things are like legit great. Oh man, no longer available from the seller you selected. Dang, can you not get them anymore? That will suck. Dang. But yeah, these are PWM, and they go up to 2400 RPM. And they, you know what, the Arctic P12 is a great fan as well. But yeah, I know exactly. D. Wah, wah. But yeah, right now it's the pricing wise, it's it was like 1,000. Oh, they went up. But yeah, these guys are about 1,020 yen, and then like when you go into the thing, it's like 900 yen. But 900 yen is let's see, 900 yen. Yeah, it's like $10 Canadian. So you're basically spending $10 Canadian on something that performs like pretty much as good as those Noctua that have like a similar blade design as this. These actually perform quite close to those, and they're really quiet as well, just like them. So $10 for a $30 performance level fan is a pretty good deal in my books. Yeah, thankfully I got like friggin' 12 of them. But you've been buying Chinese fans, eh? Any good fans? Are you a big fan of them? Yeah, no, they look really good. I like the Arctic. Arctic are a close second, in my opinion, to those guys. But those guys actually, I really like them because they are quieter than the Arctic fans. I've never bought I've never bought Corsairs. I'm not a fan of Corsairs, to be honest. I just feel like they're overpriced, like ridiculously overpriced. It's weird. I like I don't know. You know what I should do is I should have a stream that's like dedicated to fans because I could like talk about fans for a long time. Like I could talk about like OnlyFans and I would be happy. No, you gotta get on sale. That's right. You know what? To be honest, if something's discounted enough, I'm happy to buy it. I have a problem where I like will buy things if it's on sale and I buy it, even if it's like not that good of a product, as long as it was on sale, it makes me happy. It's weird. Speaking of sales, I got a sweet deal on a Corsair AX 1600i. Amazon warehouse deals 420. Oh, no, sorry, 470. $470, which is pretty darn good. Funny thing is I had it installed and nothing happened when I tried to start it up. It was the worst. I basically had everything connected, nothing happened. I was like, what the heck? So I was like, I disconnected everything. I brought it. I was trying like the test on, like I tried with one of those 24 pin plug-in test on parts. Nothing happened. Wouldn't even start up. And I was like, so I took it up. Oh yeah, thankfully it didn't explode. But I took the 24 pin connector off and then I tried, it has like a test on button on the AX 1600. So there's a test on button. I pressed it and it turned on fine. I'm like, okay, so the power supply should be fine. It's just not turning on. And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, why isn't this thing turning on? I'm like trying putting the thing in and it's not turning on, not turning on. And then I look, in the 24 pin, like where those two pins, how they talk about doing like the paper clip test, to see if your power supply works. And that's what those like tester things have. It's basically just two pins that connect um, in a plastic molded piece. Like, let me see, do I have it over here? In my tool chest here. Yeah, these guys here, these little test on guys, right? Oh yeah, that won't focus. But yeah, there's two pins in here, right? This connects to your 24 pin, and there's two pins that are connected, and it bridges and it turns it on. So I tried that, didn't work. And so I look inside, and the pin, like, I guess it's not really like a pin. What's the right word? It's like a socket. There's a pin, but there's a socket where that pin inserts into, and the pins were like bent wide open. So they were opened up. It looked like somebody like tried to like turn it on, but they like shoved like a large diameter probe in there. Like, on a multimeter probe, how it has like those like pointed probes, right, that go in. And it was like, it's like somebody shoved one of those in either of those, and like it like spread it apart. So it was so spread apart that it actually wasn't making contact to the pins in the motherboard. So I just like took a little tiny flat screwdriver. Yeah, I think that's why I got returned. So I took a little flat screwdriver and I just bent them closed in the cable, and I plugged it all in, and suddenly it works. I'm like, awesome. Which I don't think it's like, I don't know. Again, I don't know if this is true or not, but I don't think it's a big deal because I don't think there's really much voltage going through there. It's just sort of a signal, right? So no, they didn't pull a Newegg. It was because most likely what their testing procedure is for power supplies, especially that one, I don't think they're going to take, one of these guys and like plug the 24 pin into the modular power supply and then test it with one of these. It has a little button to test it on. So like if you have all the cables disconnected and you press that power on button, it powers on. So I would imagine that they would just do that to test it rather than, going a little bit more in depth. So thankfully that was it. But, that sort of stuff happens, right? And I was really thankful that I caught that, because that would have been it was a real pain in the butt, because I was like just rearranging a bunch of stuff. And, once you recable a build in that and you like put that thing in and it doesn't work, and it's like, oh, like an hour plus of work, rerouting cables and everything and taking the old ones out and putting new ones in. It's a real pain in the butt. But yeah, thankfully I'd like bent them closed, and it's just a signal, right, that's going through it. So the signal went through, and it worked fine. Now I'm going to step away for a second because, again, the beer is going through me, and I have to return some, if you know what I mean. Okay, I've been back. It didn't take the camera to the washroom. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, nice. See, I'm glad you guys are chatting. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, builder's nightmare. Once you have it all wired up, right, T? I know. It's like, especially when you like go through the effort of getting it all wired up because you're expecting it to post, right? No, I'm not. I am wearing pants, D. I will tell you. All right. I am wearing pants. The issue is that they're so worn that it's almost like I'm not wearing pants. They're pajama pants, and literally, it's like paper thin. I just don't want to get flagged on YouTube for offensive content. When you see like the leopard print underwear through the thing. When I get up, just don't want to put you guys through that. Yeah, no, I agree. You know what? A lot of times I don't encounter too much hardware issues. I think they do quite a bit. Yeah, PSU being faulty is a real pain in the butt. One of the great things about Corsair, I will say, is that Corsair, which is they have a lot of cables, and they have actually quite clearly defined on their website, what is compatible and what's not. So props to Corsair for that. I don't think EVGA has like a table on their site with like uh, how what cables are compatible with what GPUs, um, or sorry, what PSUs. So yeah, ASMR. The only hardware issues you've had are GPUs. And what brand were those GPUs, ASMR? Just asking, you know, for a friend. No, Corsair is actually, from what I haven't had actually, I've actually had almost exclusively EVGA PSUs, which I don't know why, but yeah, that's just sort of been my habit. Yeah, your 6900 XT was quite the ordeal, eh? Especially because like you sent it and like basically it was lost to them for like a while, which is a real pain in the butt. They did come through though, right? ASMR. Oh yeah, I've fried a drive too. D. Actually, you know what? I fried a drive for the first time, but it was because um very nice. Glad it came through though, ASMR. But yeah, D, like I I roasted when I was doing my one install. I I I grabbed a cable from my Corsair PSU and plugged it into my EVGA PSU, and I was like wondering why the thing is not booting, and I was like getting like mad what that it wasn't booting, and I'm like, this what's wrong with this dumb motherboard? And I'm like assuming the motherboard is what's wrong, and of course I'm like, maybe the switch isn't working, blah blah blah, and so like I have it all plugged in together, and I used the tester switch on the PSU to be like, what's wrong? Is the PSU not working now? I put the tester switch on, it fires up, and then like all of a sudden I'm smelling like burnt plastic, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? And I look down, and of course there's like that one connector on the SATA power connector that's just like a little string of smoke coming up from it. I'm just like, oh, the dumb component was me. That's usually what happens when it's a build, and I'm like, what's wrong with this dumb component? And it's like, oh, that dumb component. I know now. It was sad though too, because the drive that I fried with it was like the first solid state drive I bought, because I always keep my drives whenever I like sell an old build, I'll just pop like a new solid state drive in, just because I don't like to like leave my information in there if I'm giving it or selling it to somebody, right? I'd rather just destroy the drive and put a new one in or whatnot. So I I I it was like a nice it was a Crucial MX 250. So those are MLC drives, which is pretty cool. There's not a lot of those around these days. Um, but yeah, as far as SATA drives go, those are like some of the best. Is those MLC drives. But yeah, the drive doesn't work anymore. Let's just say that. Yeah, MLC. You know how it's like there's SLC, which is like the best, right? And then there's MLC, and then yeah, I bought it in like it was like 2000 and like was it 2015, 14? I think it's summer 2015. It was like right before Skylake. Oh dang! So wiggling your PSU cable would make it shut down. Yeah, QLC now is like, ugh, no thanks. This is kind of scummy though. What was it? Samsung? They would be like, they would call their stuff MLC. What are the best fans? Okay, for what? For like case fans or for a rad? Mm-hmm. You know what? Cheapest is definitely one of the things. Works good is another thing, and then obviously you want to have something that has decent performance, right? For a case fan, okay, if you want transparency, I don't have any case fans, because my build and my wife's build are both in Thermaltake P3s, and there's no such thing as case fans with those. Um, so I like Noctuas, but I'm not a fan of them. Pun intended. Um, as far as a case fan goes, I actually would rather have a Be Quiet Silent Wings, 2 or 3. Either of those I'd rather have as a case fan, but actually case fans as far as like value and performance, I would have to say for case fan, I would go with Arctic AFs. To me, I love those. Those are like amazing for case fans. Back when I had a case that had case fans on it, I had Arctic fans on there, and they were basically dead silent, and they moved a lot of air, and they were like, but like super cheap. Like, so yeah, those things are awesome. For case fans, like unless you're like really like particular about like your color scheme or whatnot, which I always kind of laugh if somebody's like, "I'm really particular about my color stream or my color scheme," and then they like buy Noctua fans, and it's like, yeah, whatever, buddy. Yeah, cheap up here fans. It's like, you know what? I've never had up here, so I can't talk about whether or not they're good, but they're not that much cheaper than the Arctic fans, and I know I love the Arctic fans. They're like brilliant, and one of the things I actually really like about Arctic is they cheap out on packaging like crazy because they want to sort of like pass on those savings to you. So I really appreciate that about Arctic. Um, I don't okay. The Leon unis, they're cool. All right, like the RGB and that magnetic, wireless connection thingy. That's really cool, but I would never buy them. Like ever. I'd rather pay like $10 less a fan. Yeah, I to be honest, I've got no desire for RGB fans. Um, they're kind of distracting. especially if your case is like up around like eye level. Like, can you imagine, like, you just got this like flashing RGB thing right beside you? It's cool for pictures, but to me, I just find it kind of annoying. As I'm like, I've got some RGB effects going on, but yeah, those Noctua industrial fans, I have an interesting story about those. They're really loud. That's the thing. And I like those Wonder Snails are like my favorite rad fan. Aside from the Gentle Typhoons, I love the Gentle Typhoons. Like OG Gentle Typhoons are like amazing. But yeah, right now I've got 12 of the Wonder Snails doing push pull on two 60 mil thick rads, and I've got like three white Arctic P, I guess what, P12s doing push through a 30 mil 360 rad. But no, they all work pretty good. It's more, yeah, you're just sort of like trying to find the right balance. Some people, they value aesthetics more, and that's, if that's you, go for it. But yeah, as far as fans are concerned, to me it's like performance. That's the thing, and quietness. It's like it's got to perform and be quiet. One fan that I really want to try out is the noise blocker E-loops. Those look so cool. And I also love the was it those, I think Thermaltake. Are those the guys that make that like new like 30 mil thick fan? I think there was like some reviews on that recently. There's like it's like a 120 mil 120 mil diameter 30 mil thick fan, and the thing is like super thick. And oh yeah, man, can you tell I'm not an aesthetics kind of person? It might be obvious, but it has to be quiet too, right? Like you don't want to have like something that's like boring a hole in your eardrum while it's like running. So that's why I would highly recommend no one ever get Noctua industrial fans. Uh, as the name would indicate, they're quite loud, and yeah, they're not for consumer use cases. Although I did have one, and I used it in my case, and I don't know if I must have gotten like a power surge through my fan header, but it actually like burned out the fan somehow. So Noctua is actually really good with a yeah, like the mines. Yeah. No, I was dumb and I got it like in like one of my first builds. I had like it was so dumb. I had a Corsair H60, or no, sorry, H50 cooler, and I was like, I'm gonna make this thing the best thing ever by putting on this Noctua industrial fan and like running the thing at like high speeds, and it's like so loud and it didn't cool very well. And I was like, it's like, I hate Noctua fans, and it sort of like poisoned my opinion of them. Which later on I was like, I found fans that as per like reviews online were performing the same, but for like a third of the price. So I was like, I'll use those. Well, no, it's come a long way building wise in that. But I do appreciate a good fan. And I would say, yeah, Wonder Snails and Gentle Typhoons are probably top of my list for like fans for rads. neither of which are. Yeah, I know. I don't get why they have the brown. I don't get it. Like, why would like it is like okay from like a brand recognition standpoint, it's an awesome idea, but from an aesthetics, it's like so dumb. It's like the worst look ever. It's, it's like people I don't know, like somebody who makes like sinks and bathtubs only having that like yellow tan from the 70s, and like that's like the only color they do. It's like so dumb. I know, right? In the era of side panels, it's like, dude, side panels. It's like, well, that's probably why they eventually like finally decided to go with the chromas. But like again, they're kind of like charging you extra with the chromas to like not have an ugly fan. It's like so dumb. I don't like it at all. I'm like, you guys, why don't you just not make it ugly? And maybe you should just make your industrial fans that ugly brown color because nobody's looking at them. Your fan display. Oh, you've got the No Face there too, huh? From Spirited Away. But you know what? I was as dumb as it sounds. I was actually kind of upset when like Noctua had the Gentle Typhoon ripoffs. Um their one. I think it's what the AF12s. Was it Noctua? It was the A12. Yeah, NFA12. Yeah, the Noctua NFA12. I was actually like kind of like AF12. I don't know. It's like they basically ripped off the Gentle Typhoon design, and they're like, "This is our new fan." I do appreciate. Actually, I'm going to take this opportunity to ask a random question to my 4 viewers. Favorite Ghibli movie? I'm assuming you guys have watched. At least some of you have. D, if you haven't, you really should. I know that ASMR is a Ghibli movie. Have you ever watched Ghibli? Studio Ghibli? Like Spirited Away, um, Ponyo, Howl's Moving Castle. You've only seen one ASMR? Oh, it's a movie. They are animated movies from a Japanese animation studio. It's kind of like I would liken it to like the Japanese version of Disney. Um, so although uh some of their movies are a little bit more I don't know, definitely more violent than say Ghibli. I don't know. I think let me ask the expert. Let me ask the expert over here. Is it Studio Ghibli or Ghibli? Ghibli. There you go. Ghibli. That is how it's said in Japan. Studio Ghibli. Ghibli. Forgive me, any Japanese viewers, for my terrible butchering of your language. Thankfully, my wife has her headphones back on, so she can't judge me until she watches the stream, which she doesn't anyways. So it's all good. But yeah, I highly recommend watching. What is it? Nausicaa Valley of the Wind. That is actually one of the first Ghibli movies. I'm gonna link a little Wikipedia article here. This is actually one of my favorite Ghibli movies. it is actually really excellent. They have some incredible artwork in those movies. Uh, D, if you got kids that are into any sort of like Disney stuff, to be honest, I actually like the characters in these movies much more than any sort of Disney character. Um, they're just so good. Like, and I really appreciate it. This actually ASMR. You should actually watch Naushka of the Valley of the Wind. Um, I think this movie actually acted as inspiration for Attack on Titan. Um, if you're watching Attack on Titan and that season that you're talking about. So I don't know if I'd say anime is better than anything. It's pretty good, not gonna lie, but not better than anything. Um, but yeah, check that out. And that Naushka is actually really quite cool. There's some pretty interesting. It's basically post-apocalyptic world. Um, but yeah, don't watch the. Actually, though, I don't think this one. Don't watch the dubbed. I said, don't watch it. If you watch the dubbed, I don't know what to say. Um, I forgive you, but I don't understand you. That's what I'll say, and I'll leave it at that. Um, but that's actually one of my favorite Ghibli movies ever. Um, that and then Spirited Away is also really quite good. But yeah, D, you should really watch them. I'll link you. I'll link you. There are a lot of them. D are on a Netflix right now. I think they have most of them on Netflix. But here, yeah, hit that link and there's some really good ones. I don't know if they have. Yeah, here it is. I would say Castle in the Sky. My Neighbor Totoro is like excellent, especially if you have like daughters or something. It's a great one for them. Kiki's Delivery Service is also really good for kids. Um, Princess Mononoke is definitely not good for kids. Don't show that to your kids. It might scar them. Um, Spirited Away is pretty good. Howl's Moving Castle, love that one. Ponyo is like perfect for kids. Perfect, like it's like a great kids movie. Ponyo, especially if you have like young kids. But yeah, and then oh yeah, Ariete is a basically it's their version of the Borrowers. I don't know if anybody's familiar with the Borrowers. Really, the princess one, Princess Mononoke, is the only one you've seen ASMR. That one kind of ranks low for me. Like it's good, but it kind of ranks low for me. Um, I just didn't like it that much. I don't know. It felt like it. There are some really good scenes, like in the forest. Um, in the forest, I really love that sort of like the otherworldly feeling when you're in that scene. But the rest of the movie was kind of it's good, but not that great in my opinion. I don't know. I really liked Spirited Away quite a bit more than that one. And I would say actually was it when Marnie was there was kind of interesting too. But yeah, I haven't seen that one or I haven't seen too many. But yeah. Yeah. Well, especially if you're watching after like an anime show because again, anime shows are like intense, right? Like a lot of the times you have like those intense episodes and like sort of they're intense and condensed. anime shows, right? So if you're watching like a full feature length movie with anime, it's going to be obviously quite a bit less impactful, right? But no, they have some really excellent stuff. I highly recommend watching more of it. And there's some pretty great. I'd say some pretty great stuff from them. But yeah, my neighbor. Okay, again, I've never watched Grave of the Fireflies, but I hear it is like absolutely gut wrenching and depressing, like just the saddest of sad movies. So probably not a good one. If you're already kind of sad, so don't watch Grave of the Fireflies. I've never watched it, and I don't really have a desire to, but I might watch it one of these days just to have watched it. Apparently, it has a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, so that's not bad. Yeah, most of these Studio Ghibli movies are like high 90s as far as their rating. So, but yeah, I don't know. We've wandered into anime. This is the secret that GPU manufacturers don't want you to know. It's anime. We've come full circle. Yeah. Well, I think that's good enough for tonight. I don't know. Unless you guys have more stuff you want to talk about, I can just talk. I can read you a bedtime story. I can start writing poetry. No, I can't. But it's been a good stream. Actually, pretty good participation in the chat. I was pretty good. Next time we should do something. No, sorry, not showing ASMR my wife. D, after you show your wife to ASMR, then maybe I'll consider it. And by maybe I'll consider it, I mean I definitely won't. Maybe one day after we all hang out in person a few times, we'll bring the wives along. After ASMR already has a lady. Because, you know. No, we're trying to get up. That's the point. Oh, man. But yeah, ASMR, if you, or sorry, yeah, 2022. Oh, man, ASMR is going to have all the honeys. You know how it is. But yeah, D, let me know if you want me to partake of your stream at some point. That'll be fun. It'd be fun to actually have somebody else to talk to rather than talking to the chat. Although I did enjoy the chat. This is pretty good, actually. We had a decent dialogue. But yeah. Until next time, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. So make sure you like and subscribe. Click the link, hit the button, all the stuff that the YouTubers say. I don't know. I got to practice those lines. I don't know, D. You gotta tell me what the most effective line for getting people to subscribe and all that. It's like subscribe, or else you are a horrible person and you should be ashamed of yourself. Nice, man. I appreciate it. Join my Patreon. Yeah, start giving me your money. Nah, I'd rather just have views and YouTube give me the money. Then people can just like hang out and have fun and not. Yeah. I should just say subscribe and like every 5 minutes in the stream, because you never know like when people will come in and you never know when they'll leave. So you got to say it all the time. I'll just have a stream of me just saying subscribe and like continuously. But yeah. No, thanks again, guys. This is fun. I had a blast. All right. Have a good night, guys. Peace.